The real estate market isn't just changing, it's evolving in more ways than people could predict. The median home price is already down 9% this year. The pending sales are actually down 30%, while inventory is up 21%. What does that mean for you? In this video, I'm going to break down the current market, where it's trending, and what I think the prediction will end up, or what it's going to look like here in 2025. I'm Ryan Zakos. I'm with Zakos Wellington Design Group, broker owner. I started this firm with my father about 8 years ago. He's a retired sheriff's officer for 25 years in Sarasota County. I was born and raised here in Sarasota. We believe that we are the best way to relocate to the area, as we know this area better than anyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us a call or a text throughout this video. We would love to help you or answer any questions along your way and help you in this journey of relocation. But let's just dive right into this video. First, I'm going to talk about the stats a bit. In January this year, our median home price for Sarasota Manatee County was around $530,000. We're sitting at about a $480,000 median price now. As I talked about in the intro, the pending sales are way down, while inventory is up 21%. So it's a big drastic shift in what this market has done throughout the year. We personally saw that shift kind of occurring after the spring. Our hot season here, where a lot of people are coming down and purchasing real estate, is that January through April. We typically have a lull in summer, and that's kind of where we saw this market shift a little bit. Single family homes are the stats that I just talked about. Condos are actually even worse than that. With the Florida legislature and insurance, the condo dues have gone up throughout the state of Florida, and it's really hit this area hard as well. A lot of people can't afford, or they don't want to have the overhead of these large condo dues. These condo associations have to have these dues because it's their insurance for the building, but then also the cost of maintenance and all these other things have gone up as well for these associations, which has directly hit the homeowners. And so they're unloading these condos, and it's causing a huge decrease in the value of condos in the condo market here on Southwest Florida and the state as a whole. So that's kind of the outlook of what the market is doing currently. With these storms as of late as well, what happened was all the people that were looking at potentially listing their homes in September, October, November most likely couldn't or held off because of these storms. So that has also allowed a decrease in sales because people aren't buying during these storms, but it also has decreased the amount of inventory that's come on the market. I'm projecting personally an increase in inventory to hit here in December, which I'm where we're at now, but then also into January and February as people come down from out of state to their vacation homes, to their winter residence. I look at them preparing their homes for sale and potentially selling their homes. When they might have done that here in September, October, a lot of that stuff has been pushed out. So I do believe and foresee even more of an influx of inventory, which will create a better market for buyers. We're certainly sitting in a buyer's market more than we have been in years. The last couple of years has been a very heavy seller's market, and we started seeing that shift, like I said, here come late spring, early summer. So I think there are some key factors to look at in going to 2025. One is the presidential election. I believe that there's going to be changes in tax regulations, housing subsidies, mortgage lending standards, and possibly we're actually already seeing this, a reshaping of some buyer confidence in the real estate sector. This election, there's a lot of hold off as well come October, November. We saw some hesitancy with the purchasing, but after the election, we have seen some optimism in the real estate market. It has translated into some more buyers entering the market that might have not previously. So I do expect some changes in tax regulation, interest rates, and all these other things that some of these economists are predicting for 2025. Interest rates are another thing that's going to determine how the real estate market shapes out come 2025. All the Federal Reserve's predicting a lowering of interest rates. I think there was some expectation if you're talking to me mid-year that we could have seen a great lowering of 2025. I think it's kind of backed off a little bit, but I do think that we will see some lowering of interest rates. Historically, I know during Trump's past presidency, he did lower the interest rate to obviously incredible low. We won't probably never get back to that level again, but I do expect somewhere in the high fives, maybe even the mid fives to kind of settle in for 2025. That's my personal expectation, as well as talking to a lot of these lenders that do a lot of work and have some really good insight into the market. So that's where I expect interest rates to fall. Those lower interest rates, I think if you see a 5 in front of them, that would actually create some more buyer confidence. Buyers would enter the market that weren't planning on it. Obviously, these renters, and they're going to want to potentially jump on the wagon if they see a 5 on that interest rate. So that could help some strength in the real estate market here locally. Also, another thing to watch is new construction inventory. Because of the influx of people here to the state of Florida, over 300,000 people a year moving to Florida, thousands of people moving to this area of Florida. There has been an influx of new construction, Lakewood Ranch, Palmer Ranch, Wellland Park, these master plan communities, even East Sarasota now, tons of new construction going on. This is actually driving up inventory, and a lot of people are choosing new construction over resales, which has hurt a little bit of that resale market. And these new construction builders are offering tons of incentives, incentivizing these buyers to choose new construction. Then obviously with these storms as well, has shaped kind of that perception of a buyer that they need to move to a new construction home that is out of a flood zone, that is at an elevation that's higher than some of these resale communities, that has lower insurance costs, that has hurricane windows or shutters, obviously a coded up to code roof, and everything that comes along with new constructions. That is what a lot of people are choosing. The influx of inventory for new construction has allowed a little bit of softening on the resale market. So I do actually foresee that happening coming into 2025 and fully into 2025 as well, as these communities are still being developed, and they are very optimistic, these builders, and building actually inventory homes in these communities and selling them at a very discounted rate. So new construction inventory will impact the market in 2025. I think that we're talking about market trends. We know the population growth is going to happen even with the storms. I know there is some pessimism, but people are still moving here. The weather is still spectacular. The storms did some damage to the coastal areas, but if you're outside the flood zones, you really didn't see, knock on wood, we didn't really see much damage. So I think that's obviously created some optimism with the relocating buyer, knowing that if they are in a new construction home in an elevated community, not in a flood zone, that the risk is even minor, especially because we were just hit with the category 3. And I have 3 homes here in the area, and none of them were damaged. That's something to consider as well. Again, the market trend is people are still going to be relocating here. They're going to be favoring these states where there's no income state tax, where there's homestead exemptions like they're in Florida, where the cost of living is going to be competitive, especially for what you get regarding location, amenities, and all that Sarasota area has to offer. So that's something to consider. Then also a market trend that is going to drive more people to this area is this whole working remote influence. Approximately 35% of professionals now have a hybrid or fully remote job. So one thing that COVID did back in 2020 was reshape how employers allow their employees to work, and that's where that shift started happening, obviously, with working remote, and that has now driven people. Personally, I've sold tens of hundreds or so houses to people now that are never probably would have considered this area to relocate, but because they have the ability to work from home, have now made that transition to move here to enjoy the weather, enjoy being outside, enjoy these communities that have tons of amenities, from tennis courts, pickleball, pool, whatever it may be, fitness centers, and actually be able to enjoy that while working from home. So that's definitely a trend that's influencing people's relocation journey as well. So the demographic shifts. Now millennials represent the largest home buying demographic in the United States. So forever it was baby boomers, and they were influencing kind of the market and where they were targeting. But now it's millennials. That's the largest home buying demographic. They are seeking now these homes that have that work-life balanced opportunities, homes that are new construction probably, that are going to be in amenity-rich communities that they can enjoy working from home, running over to their fitness center, and then obviously even shooting over to the beach for a beachside cafe lunch or whatever it may be. That is definitely a market trend. But then also we're seeing a lot of baby boomers downsize. So they're going into these paired villas, these townhomes, smaller homes that these new construction communities are offering at a very affordable clip. So that is something that baby boomers are marketing or trending toward as well, their relocation journey or even their downsizing journey. So again, taking all this stuff into consideration, I expect the inventory to still increase, especially because we saw a delay from the storms that hit in the fall. I expect inventory to potentially even go up another 25% or so from where it has been the last couple of months. I project prices to hold, but even lower a little bit more. I don't think we're going to see the rug pulled out from under us. I don't expect us to even see a 10% decrease. We've already seen a 9% decrease year to date. I expect maybe that 3 to 5% potentially decrease for all of next year. So nothing that I wouldn't, if I was looking to relocate here to the area, nothing that I would be scared of personally. In fact, some of these interest rates with them coming lower might be a good time to even jump on. But also because it is a more buyer's market, there's some great opportunities, some great negotiation. We're able to get some great deals, whether it's new construction or resale, for buyers in this market. So that is definitely something to consider. Then I want to talk about some neighborhood insights, knowing kind of what we know regarding these markets. Lakewood Ranch is still very favorable from a relocation destination because of its proximity to Tampa, St. Pete, the airports of Sarasota, and also downtown Sarasota, the beaches. So Lakewood Ranch, and it has all its amenities kind of within itself. It's got wonderful restaurants, retail, University Town Center around the corner. Lakewood Ranch is a hot spot for relocation. Master plan communities as a whole have been very popular. So Palmer Ranch in Sarasota, East Sarasota now has got a great target in new construction communities. North Venice, a great target in new construction communities. Another hot spot, we just sold a $2 million house on Venice Island in 2 days because it's one of the only barrier islands that the majority of the island is not in a flood zone. So if you're looking to be walkable to the beach, walkable to historic downtown, Venice Island's a wonderful spot to target. Then Welland Park, a master plan community in South Sarasota County, is another master plan community, a little bit more removed from the area. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more removed, quieter, not as much traffic, you're not going to have as many of the amenities that you might have in Lakewood Ranch, but you're going to be a little bit more removed from the population growth. So those are definitely areas of hotspot. And then I think we're also going to see a big influx of communities like Parrish and Northport that are these new construction, very affordable areas here in Southwest Florida. So that's kind of what I think from a neighborhood insight, from a community overlay of how I would expect the migration to happen and the relocation patterns to exist. But there are some investment opportunities, and there are definitely things to consider if you are trying to make the move, different ways that you can prepare yourself as a buyer, as well as make yourself more desirable and be able to snag a deal. So make sure you're positioning yourself with the right realtor, right person that's in your corner that can have your best back and also point you in the right direction regarding all the no's of communities, insights, incentives, and everything else going on in the area. But again, shoot us a text, shoot us a call if you have any questions. We would love to be a resource for you. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. I just want to pop on real quick and tell you a little bit about who I am and who we are here at Zakos Realty and Design Group. I'm Ryan Zakos, as you heard throughout the video. I was born and raised here in Sarasota. I currently live with my family in Lakewood Ranch. Started this firm with my father about 8 years ago or so. We have an office in downtown Sarasota and downtown Venice. He actually lives on Venice Island. My father relocated here from Michigan, and it was his first career out of college at Michigan State, was a police officer here in Sarasota County at the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. My mom relocated here from New Jersey when she was actually a child, so they have both relocated here from out of state, but it afforded me the opportunity to actually be born and raised here. So I spent my first 18 years living in Sarasota proper, and then now with my family, we live in Lakewood Ranch. I absolutely love everything about the Gulf Coast of Florida. I've worked in St. Pete, I've worked in Tampa, I lived in Sarasota. My parents currently live in Venice Island. I have sold a lot of stuff in Welland Park. I'm passionate about this area, and I think that it offers an unbelievable lifestyle that is unparalleled to anything else in the state of Florida, let alone the country. I do think that being born and raised here, it provides me the opportunity to provide insight into communities, into areas that a lot of agents don't know. There are a lot of agents, there's 10,000 plus agents here locally, and a lot of those agents actually aren't from here or haven't lived here that very long at all. So being from here, I have had the privilege of building relationships with tons and tons of vendors in every industry you could think of, but then also just having that intimate knowledge of each community and each area, whether it's a pocket of Sarasota or a pocket of Venice or Lakewood Ranch, whatever that consists. So I do think that I can provide that value in great detail for you and help you in understanding what your relocation goals are and helping you achieve that in what kind of home and community you want to ultimately be in. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions at all. I would love to be a resource for you, and I hope I can meet you one day. Thanks. Talk to you soon.